Oh, cool. So, hey, that's crazy, man. It's that drop. That crazy drop, too. Well, it is what it is, man. So, um, today's trade was pretty solid, pretty usual for the way I trade using the black hole concept. And let me just do this real quick. Okay. So, first things first, when I got to work, I was waiting until I got there at like 7:30. Waited until like 8 to really do anything, but I first just let price just, do its thing. Before all this extra stuff on the right, I waited until like 8 o'clock. So all this right here, this was a sell side liquidity there, order block before the run up. So I just wanted to see if it's gonna do its own thing and just leave clues for me. Seeing that there was a buy side liquidity here, and looked on the higher time frame, and this is what I was looking at. I looked on the higher time frame on the 15-minute. Looked like price created a higher high, and I wanted to see if it would create a higher low into a. I wanted to see price give me a clue for what will happen once it form a higher high. Will it make a higher low or continue going up, or will it create a higher high and then create a higher low into a lower low? So with time, I just let it do its own thing, and price around 8:15 created a buy side liquidity. Didn't really come back up to it until later on. So when it was going down, this is when I popped that question right there, and seen that price was rejecting this buy side liquidity. Buy side fair value gap, and it ended up completely ignoring it. So once I seen that price was making a higher high into a higher low, and then I wanted to see price actually go ahead and continue going further up. So other than that, it did explode in this general area. Like, I think price was engineering liquidity, and it was just crazy how, like, during this specific time, price was moving very, very slow. And this area too, where price was moving very, very slow before it actually exploded up. So I ended up just waiting it out, and it actually, swept my target. So I ended up entering here based off of for one, it rejected the buy side fair value gap, and I wanted confirmation from this sell side fair value gap, just very small one. Wanted it to see if it's true, if it's truly going to sell. If it's not, then I'll use this buy side fair value gap and this inverse fair value gap, because once price swept it and turned against it, it's now an inverse. So real quick, I'm just going to change that into an inverse, and I laid out the foundation of if I really wanted to see price, target something when there isn't really anything that's close by, like the new day opening gaps or new weeks. I started to notice that the volume imbalances act like a backboard for where price is actually going to go. In a sense, or I say backboard, I say like price is going to go there, bounce off, and then go actually where it wants. So with this volume imbalance here, that's right there on the dot, I left this here. Will price be strong enough to break through or reject? Most likely, we'll have an answer once we get there, for one. So the distance between here to here is great enough for me to just profit and leave, which I did. I, took profit at the buy side liquidity, which it did not sweep, but it purged through, and then ended up breaking through this volume imbalance in the higher time frame, and it wanted to gravitate towards the bigger volume imbalance on the higher time frame. And once it did, I was really happy about that, and I was pretty amazed. It was literally once when price had decided to just do this big engulfing candle right here, that's when price started moving for real, way before 9:30. Well, I think that was 9:30. Yeah, this is 9:30 right here. So, literally, after that engulfing candle, price freaking started moving faster with a purpose, and it headed towards the biggest influence that could lead price into where it's actually trying to go, which is here. So, since price rejected, safe to say that it might come back later on in the week, or we'll still be using this key area later on. But for sure, once price rejected off that volume imbalance, it definitely did bounce off, way bounce off. So that's all I got. And one thing for sure that I did mistakenly do, I ended up in this area because I was only like $75 away from being funded with Top Step. In that area, I wanted to just go ahead and see if I can try to do that. Learn very quickly. That's not the case. Just come back tomorrow and just do the same thing over and over. And just in case you ever get too close to your end goal, is to just treat it as if you're still performing at like the real thing. Like this is you're funded now, or you're just like you're still performing as if you're trying to continue growing your funded account. Because what I did today it was a minor mistake. It wasn't a big deal, and I didn't let it consume me. I took an extra trade, and I quickly seen that it could turn into tilt. I stepped away, and I still walked away with a very, very, very close target to being funded. So other than that, I'm pretty proud about today, and just ready for tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.